I was nominated this year for DJ of the Year.
Oh, shit. Congrats, man.
Thank you, everyone.
That's dope.
Thank you, all the people that voted me in, even though I
Nice.
didn't DJ a single fucking set this year.
But it's memories you created for them, obviously.
No, it's a fraud. It's an obvious fraud. I've always thought that this entertainment award shit that they have in Vancouver was a fraud.
Yeah.
And for years, I mean, I've been a DJ in the wedding business and everything 10 years now, let's say. And I've never been nominated ever for anything. And I've rocked weddings. I've done like 60, 70 weddings a year, events.
Shitload of parties.
People ask me back. Yeah, I've kind of lost it for DJing. The passion has kind of gone a little bit. But never before have I been nominated for anything until the COVID year where nobody's doing shit. And they're like, yeah, let's throw the guy a bone.
Is that what it was?
It feels like that's what it was.
So nobody had to vote or anything?
No, they just contacted me, said, hey, ACDJ, you're nominated for DJ of the Year. And I'm like, really?
Interesting.
Fill out this form. So I filled it out and I put all my info on there. I'm like, sure.
Illuminati stuff.
And they're like, tell us why you should be DJ of the Year. And I'm like, why don't you tell me why you nominated me?
What the fuck?
Like, don't you know why I should be DJ? Why are you asking me why I should be DJ? That's like the Miss America.
So you've been nominated for DJ of the Year,
Yes.
but tell us why you're nominated.
Yeah,
for
tell us
DJ
why
of the
you
Year.
should be DJ of the Year. I'm like, fuck, because I fucking got nominated for DJ of the Year and I didn't even fucking DJ. That's why I'm the greatest
good I
DJ.
am, motherfucker.
How fucking good is that? Right? That's
Not work it all again.
Yeah. That's like, man, there was a guy in.
It's like Taylor Swift getting Grammys.
Yeah, but there was a basketball player back in the day that got nominated for MVP or something. He barely played. Oh, I can't remember. It's going to come to me when we start talking about stuff. I can't remember. It'll come to me, though. There was like a ball player who got nominated, and he sat out half the season, and he was like, yeah, I should not be ND.
Oh, was it Rookie of the Year, maybe?
Was it Rookie of the Year?
Maybe.
Remember? And it was like a big deal. It's like, dude didn't even play.
Was it Greg Oden, maybe? From the Blazers? Constantly injured, Greg Oden?
Might have. I can't remember who it was. It'll come. Anyways, MC, hit him with the intro.
High Phrase Podcast. Alite, ACDJ in front of me, the OGs of the series.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, and it's funny how you started out on basketball because the All-Star game just passed.
Dude, that was a crazy night.
So your overall impression is what?
My overall impression of the All-Star game is going to be very bleak. So if you're a fanboy right now, like you're some kind of NBA fanboy, please look away, go into the other room, go pet your dog or your cat or whatever, because I'm about to tell you something that you might not want to hear.
Okay.
The fucking NBA All-Star game is a joke. And it's a joke for one reason. For three reasons. One, the skills competition has got to be the worst fucking time in professional sports, the most useless activity. You do that shit when you are in elementary school. You do the skills drill.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what you teach kids basketball skills, how to drill it, right? They had every single white dude. That's like the only competition that the white dudes in the NBA can compete in.
DeMontis and Jokic and Doncic. Vucevic.
All the itches.
All white guys.
They just call it the itch factor or something, right? Like itch drill. Dude, it's so sad. And it's really sad because the NBA is trying to be diverse.
Yeah.
Because I remember when Jeremy Lin went in it and Steve Nash went in it, right? Mm-hmm. They had all the non-dunkers, basically, right? The Showtime people in it. And it's sad, and it's boring, and it sucks, and it makes the NBA look horrible.
Okay, what about the three-point contest?
So, three-point contest was great this year. And what it led me to believe is that, the NBA, I think, needs to force the greats to do the All-Star. Mm-hmm. No more of this, like, oh, who wants to be in the All-Star game? I do. Anyone else? Anyone want to do 3-point? Yeah, I'll do it. No, they pick and choose who they want.
I agree with that for sure. They should make them do it.
They should make them.
Well, at least incentivize it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like for the skills contest, for me, it's weird to see the guards lose. Like Chris Paul is a point god, and he loses to the big guys. I don't like it. I think they should switch it out and turn it into a one-on-one tournament. Put $1 million prize at the top.
That'd be great.
And then that way you have the best of the best playing one-on-one against each other. Or an insane game of horse. You know what kind of horse you could play with Kyrie Irving and all these super talented people? Put money on it. These guys will play if there's money involved.
Yeah, I agree. Or even charity factor. right?
But,
Like put your charity up there with you.
Yeah. Oh, dude, they raised a lot of money. It was fantastic for charities.
Right?
Yeah.
And you think about like the telethons and stuff, like Jerry's telethon, all these things we did right there. The NBA could raise double that amount of money at All-Star, and you could have your charity out there maybe fetching balls for you in the 3-pointer.
Yeah.
But you don't want that. Depends on your charity, really. I guess who you'd want fetching balls, right? If it's a little slower charity people, you probably don't want them fetching. Come on, kid. Come on. Clay Thomas has 44 points. Come on, kid. I need these balls, right? But it's one of those things. It's not like Steph Curry going in it. I hope sets a new bar because
dude, these guys are terrified. When Steph gets hot, it is magic to watch.
He was unbelievable.
Yeah, I love watching that guy, man. He is by far the greatest shooter I think ever has shot a basketball.
Ever.
And don't freak out. I didn't say player. I said shooter. He is just phenomenal.
He's amazing.
Incredible talent. Honestly, for me, I enjoy the All-Star game. I think it was competitive enough.
The game was good.
Yeah, I think it was competitive enough. I mean, it was weird to see LeBron just not play.
Yeah.
But I get it. He's just won a championship.
He doesn't give a fuck.
2 months break, right into the season. No real rest time, no recovery time. This is a kind of a week off for him. Yeah. Because 4 points for LeBron in an All-Star game is unheard of.
Yeah, and you know what? LeBron is that guy that's like, guess what, guys? You guys can have, you want to score 30 in the All-Star game? Go ahead.
Giannis.
You got a Kobe Bryant award? Oh, nice. Guess what? I'm scoring 40,000 points. So go ahead, keep that shit.
And you know what the worst part is, right? Okay, so I like Giannis's game overall, but I don't think that he is the next great in the league. And the hype behind it is a little bit insane. Like I heard Jalen Rose say something like, if Giannis was 6'6", he'd be Michael Jordan. Like, what are you saying?
Stupid.
Jordan can shoot from everywhere. Giannis can't shoot at all. It was so bad. Like he was about to break the record for like most consecutive field goals without a miss. And I think it was like up to like 15 straight shots without a miss. They're all dunks and layups. And he had 2 bank shot 3-pointers, which were ugly as fuck.
Yeah,
He's going to take the third 3-point shot. The announcers are yelling at him, don't shoot.
What?
Can you imagine that? Yeah. Announcer's like, no, don't shoot. And he shot it and it went in.
Wow.
And the excitement on his face for scoring another 3-pointer.
Because he doesn't score threes.
Dude, you're an NBA player. Why are you so excited?
Yeah. Well, he's trying to be a 3-point shooter, and it's not where he is. He needs to own the mid game. If he could own the middle game, he would be unstopped. Because there's no one that can stop. Let's face 100%. It. There's no one that can stop him defensively right now. Nobody. Yeah. His own victim, his worst enemy is himself. Right, it is because he's either going to try and take on the game and win it or lose it. That's it.
Yeah,
right?
And I think the Raptors figured him out. They put a wall in the paint. Don't let him drive.
Yeah,
and the shooters that surround him are not good enough to get him to the promised land.
Yeah,
so he has to kind of be the guy that takes 40 shots a game, and it's not effective because once he gets into that 16 to 18 foot range, he's nothing but bricks. And defenses just back off and let him fire away. It's shocking to me that you can get an MVP award and not shoot a mid-range jumper.
Yeah, there's no mid-range jumpers anymore in the NBA. Have you noticed that?
Handful.
Like, who's a good mid-range shooter?
Dude, DeMar is amazing.
DeMar and Kawhi is good.
Yeah, Kawhi's got a great mid-range. Chris Middleton's got a great mid-range. I think DeMar is one of the best. Didn't make the All-Star game.
No.
Mad snub. Over 20 points a game, didn't make it.
DeMar there's a problem with him though, right? And he's one of those guys that you can watch and you know he'll never win a championship, right? You know, because he's too soft a little bit. Like he's from Compton, man. You should be harder than you are, but he's just too easygoing. Like
he doesn't have that
the fire,
the
right?
next step. Yeah. He's a great player. Yeah, dude, he's having 20 a game, 20 plus game every season. Yeah. And do you know that he you know Master P? Master P has a camp in Compton for basketball players. And DeMar came out of Master P's camp.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Master
I can
P's
see that.
Turning out like actual professional athletes.
Yeah, I like DeMar, but there's a lot of guys. Like it's been kind of a crazy year for NBA already, and I think this free agency coming up is going to be big as well. Very big. I think there's going to be a lot of players moving teams. Yeah. I think you're going to see some balls shifting, as in the Ball brothers.
Yeah.
Some balls are going to be shifting, and I think what do you think is going to be the biggest trade deadline thing?
Well, Blake just got moved to the Nets.
Yeah.
He got bought out from the Pistons. He's now in the Nets. I don't think that helps the Nets. I think it's kind of pointless.
Yeah.
I get why they're doing it because they're very injury prone and they need someone just in case. But yeah, I don't think Blake helps the Nets. I think the Lakers going for Drummond is the biggest story.
That would be big.
The biggest story.
Holy crap! If you went there,
because he's going to get bought out by the Cavs. I don't know why, because he's playing really well, but
Mm-hmm.
they're obviously going in a different direction. So Drummond gets bought out by the Cavs, signs the Lakers. Lakers are unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
If they get Drummond, they are because that's their biggest gaping hole right now.
Yeah.
They cannot rebound without Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
And they have no interior defense, and dudes just run in the paint constantly. They don't care. They're not scared of anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So Drummond fixes 4 or 5 different problems and doesn't need the ball. You don't have to feed him.
It's going back to the big men in the NBA.
Yeah, it really is, man. Joel Embiid, Jokic, Drummond, all these guys.
Isn't it a trip? Like us growing up, we talk about, maybe touch on this in the 90s,
Mm-hmm.
on the 90s podcast this week. Join us on the 90s Ride film done every Sunday. A high phrase podcast production. That was a good little promo there.
Yeah.
But it's funny because in the 90s, how many 7-footers do you remember?
Every team had one.
They had one center who was either good or not good, but he could only do one or two things.
Yeah, and every team had at least one.
Right? That was the centerpiece for your thing. If you had a 7-footer, you were contender.
Yeah.
Sean Bradley, Sabonis, I think, was 7 feet.
Arvidas, yes.
Who else was there? Shaq.
Greg Ostertag.
Greg Ostertag.
People could be like, who are these guys?
Oh, Greg Ostertag. Bill Lambier.
Yeah.
You keep going. Cartwright.
Endless.
Right? It's endless. Wellington, whatever.
Wellington.
Right?
Punk ass.
And but now it's like you're 7 feet, dude. You have to be able to run the court.
You have to be able to do everything.
Point guard.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, dude, Jokic is a straight up point guard.
He's changing it.
And his skill level is unbelievable. What I really love watching him in the All-Star game is how much fun he was having.
Yeah.
He was running around. He was being a goofball. It is amazing to watch these guys that are like really living the dream and look around the court and they're like, wow, that's LeBron, that's Steph, all these superstars.
Yeah.
And I'm a part of these guys.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to see players show that. Because sometimes they're a little too cool. But Jokic is just having the greatest time. And you can see it all over his face and it's great to watch.
He's like, someone's going to pay me max salary. Of course he's running around. He's just like, I'm getting max contract.
Bank with the Nuggets. But he deserves it, man.
Yeah.
He's the future. He's the prototype for the future of the league. So it's great to watch.
Yeah. So overall, I think the NBA All-Star game, I give it probably, I give the game, what I liked about the game, okay, I'll tell you what I liked. You tell me what you liked and what you didn't like. I'll tell you what I liked and didn't like. What I did like about it was the pace of it. I thought the pace was entertaining. I thought they kept to that was good. Even though LeBron didn't play, it gave him a chance for other guys to step up and shine.
Huge.
And, you know what I mean? And LeBron, LeBron kind of is at that point where we're like, we only want to watch him in the playoffs.
Dude, he's got 3 All-Star MVPs already.
Yeah, we're kind of like, we've seen it all with LeBron. All we need now is to get him to where he owns the assist record, he owns the points record, right? That's the only thing left for LeBron.
Yeah.
Anything.
A couple more chips.
And if he can get a couple more chips, and but it was good to see, guys, the pace. What I didn't like is a little bit of what I liked as well is Steph Curry shooting from the logo. Okay, so
amazing.
When does this shit end with the 3-pointers? Right? It's getting farther and farther away, if you haven't noticed, and him shooting with ease from the logo.
Ease is the key.
And the other kid did it too.
Dame.
Damian
Lillard, yeah.
And the other kid, the Utah guy, he can shoot that way. The other kid, I can't remember.
Donovan?
Yeah, Donovan, right? He can shoot like that too, right?
Yeah. So, okay, for me, seeing Steph, Dame, Trae Young, Kyle Lowry, these guys are kind of like the guys that do it well. I love it as long as they don't make it a 4-point.
That's what I was going to ask
I don't want it.
Half court, half shot.
No. That will completely transform the game.
Yeah.
Because then offenses will begin at half court.
It'll all be half court.
And I couldn't watch the game anymore.
Imagine all half court basketball.
Yeah, it's got to stay 3 points. That way the game stays flowing back and forth. Yeah. And the players can shoot it from further back. Shoot that shit.
Yeah.
I want to be amazed. When I watch athletes, the greatest athletes, I want to be amazed by what they do. And seeing this guy step in from half court, not even look like it's effort.
I don't get it.
Just straight forearms, a little jump, and that's it. Like some of the guys, obviously, they don't practice the shot. Yeah. Have to jump and like really put their whole body into it. But with Steph, Dame, these guys just pop it. They just pop it.
I don't understand how it's so effortless for them. Like I don't get it. Like someone could be that precise.
Have you seen Steph Curry's forearms?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. They're fat.
Yeah.
He's a slim dude. He's got these big-ass Popeye forearms.
Yeah.
And I think they created his shot to maximize his body type.
It's unbelievable.
Because he's not a super athlete. He's not a big... I shouldn't say that. He is a super athlete.
Yeah, he definitely
But he's not
is.
a big, muscular kind of guy. You know, he's very slim, very slender. He's not tall. So he doesn't have any of the physical attributes that would make an athlete great. But his timing... The release, I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
The speed of the release,
It's amazing.
It's beyond what you could do in the video game.
Yeah.
This guy's so fucking good.
Yeah,
they couldn't even rate him in 2K correctly.
Yeah.
Because there's no rating for his shot.
Who's the highest in 2K? Is it Shaq?
No, LeBron. LeBron seems to be the highest every year. A couple of years KD was, but LeBron's been like the pace
Like
setter.
what is LeBron?
97.
Like? 97.
He's had a couple 98s.
I thought Shaq was 99.
Shaq has a 99, but only in 1 year.
1 year, right?
Yeah.
But he's still the highest of all. Interesting. Didn't someone tie Shaq for 99?
Magic.
No.
Yeah.
Magic?
I play the game.
Magic got a 99?
So, okay, MJ's got a 99. Shaq's got a 99. Magic's got a 99.
Yeah.
I think there's a couple other players that have a 99, but Shaq was the first one that got the 99.
Oh, interesting.
But I mean, I agree, man.
Yeah.
At Shaq, prime Shaq is unguardable from every angle. I mean, I remember when he first lost in the finals to Akeem Olajuwon. Olajuwon was at a different place, and Shaq was a rookie.
Yeah, it was.
He got toasted. He couldn't hang with Akeem.
Akeem was the best.
But once Shaq got into his prime, dude, what do you do to stop that guy?
His Laker days, like you hear him the other day talking about how he would have destroyed the Bulls, and he was talking a lot of smack.
Yeah.
I think he's right.
I think so too.
A lot of pundits were like, no, because there was no match for Dennis Rodman on there. And I'm like, yeah, but you forget about Shaq being in the paint. He was a hard one. If you couldn't defend him, they would just keep going to. And of course, it would have been a hack of Shaq. And he's right. He would have had to been a more on point with his.
But every Bulls forward would get fouled out.
Yeah.
Cartwright, Wennington, Kukoc, Longley, all of these guys would get fouled out. How do they guard? Okay, Rodman would probably be able to guard Shaq pretty well. But there's other options. Who guards Kobe then?
Yeah, Mike. It would have to be Mike and Kobe show.
Yeah, but then, you get drained on the defensive end. Covering Kobe, you're not as good in the offensive end.
The duel that would have been.
It would be pretty phenomenal.
Right? And then Rodman, and then there would have been Horace Grant.
Horace is one of those keys. He's one of those keys.
Not Horace Grant.
Oh, no, he wasn't on the Rodman team. No,
he was before that.
He was in the first three-peat.
Yeah. But no, I'm thinking on the Lakers. What's his name? 8-time champ. What's his name?
Robert Horry?
Robert Horry.
Big Shot Rob?
No one remembers him.
I hate that guy.
I know, but everyone forgets about him.
Yeah.
He's such a smug fucker.
Yeah,
he had 8 rings. He has 8 rings.
I only liked him on the Rockets because obviously Rockets were my team. But dude, the timing of the shots, man.
Yeah.
He may not have played well. He didn't really play at all, actually. Yeah. But in the playoffs, when it counted, he hit shots.
Unbelievable.
And if it wasn't for him, those teams wouldn't have won.
It's true.
Dude, that Lakers, again, I think it was Lakers against the Phoenix Suns when he had like a last-minute shot and he buried them with like 3 seconds to go. He hit it. Say what you want about him.
Yeah.
That smug bastard's got rings.
But all these teams had that. They had the three-pointer. So, that three-pointer is going to stay. It's not going to go 4.
I don't want it to.
No.
Don't do that.
So,
but quick, just NBA, if you're listening, one-on-one contest.
That's a good idea.
NBA All-Star Game, get the 10 best, the highest points per game players, the top 10, put them in brackets, let them go one-on-one.
That's a good idea.
And the winner is just the best offensive player in the league.
See, LeBron would go in that.
That'd be dope. I think Steph would win, though.
On a one-on-one?
Yeah, I think Steph would be the one-on-one king. Steph and James Harden would probably be in the finals.
Just because they can hit from anywhere. They can jump up, shoot.
Yeah, they can get their shot with their handles easily, and they can both get to the hoop and finish. I like Kyrie too, but he's a lot smaller than them. So
yeah, that's a good one. One-on-one is a really good one.
Fun.
And I think like if you're gonna do a skill thing, like even you do heavers, like the crowd can watch, like full court shots, full court shots.
Oh, heavers. Okay.
Right, like buzzer beaters, and have the buzzer going like. Like you got to dribble the ball up, and you have, like you take it from the pass in line. 2 seconds. 1, 2, shoot.
That's kind of cool.
Right? Buzzer beaters.
That'd be kind of dope.
Right? That's kind of equal to the dunk.
Well, then because you can determine who the most clutch player is.
Most clutch.
It's a different thing.
Yeah. Right?
I hope you're listening, man. We got some great ideas here.
Yeah.
Take notes.
So what else is up? What's been going on?
Well, I mean, obviously you saw the chaos with the royal family.
Oh, well, welcome everybody. Little England. I would fucking hate that. I'm sorry. You know what? I know some British people, and I do like British people. And you always have that as a caveat before you say something really fucking bad about somebody. But there's a lot of British things I don't like. And the very first one I have to say are the bootlickers of the Queen, the Queen bootlickers, there's so many. The apologists for the royals. Yeah. Come on. It has to be over now.
Yeah, it's got to end. You know what? Interesting take. Did you watch the interview with Oprah?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so the interesting thing for me is that when Meghan Markle is speaking about dating the prince, and she says growing up, they didn't matter to us. We didn't talk about them. They weren't a topic of conversation.
Mom didn't know.
They just didn't. They weren't even a thing. Like, obviously, they knew that they existed, but they had no relevance. But to Canadians, growing up, even fucking Indian Canadians that have been subjugated by the British Empire, even they worship the Queen.
Yeah, they did.
And in Canada, it was like a staple. Like, you have to know who the Queen is. You have to know how important she is and what she means to everybody. And I don't fucking understand how you can just be in one other country and there's no relevance for them. None whatsoever.
Yeah, isn't it weird?
That was a weird take for me. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of shit that happened in the interview, but that was a weird one for me.
It is, it's this generation that it finally happens, that we stop giving into the past and start thinking about the future. We are a society of people, and this is North America, this is the world, who relish the past way too much. We give praise to things that are dead and gone, and we don't think about the future. Look how we treat kids as opposed to, older people.
So, so what about showing reverence?
What, reverence?
For the dead.
I think there comes a time when you got to move on. You got to take people off your money and start putting more. If you're going to put people on their money because everyone looks at money, then make that count. Right? Why do we have the Queen on the one side of our bill?
Yeah, why people?
Like, why people? I don't get it. Why do we have the Queen on there? We have that on there to remind us.
I've never heard anyone say that before.
What?
Why people on the money?
It makes no sense.
It actually makes no fucking sense.
Because if you're going to give us money, what you're basically doing, and this is going into conspiracy territory, but I'll tell you, when you look at a bill, let's see what baller I am right now. It's a $5, right? So you got this bill.
How do you have paper money?
How do I have paper money? Because I'm a prostitute on my off days. I got $5 here. That was just the tip. Right, so good. On 5, what was that? McDonald?
Quite a few ways.
Is that John McDonald? Well, so Wilfrid Laurier, right? On our 5. Piece of shit human being. Right? This motherfucker has done more for white supremacy, probably, all the motherfuckers on our bill.
Yeah, he definitely had his hand in the pot.
So he's only on the 5. Yeah. He's a piece of shit. Right? Can't get anything with him. But this is given to us, and this is given to our children, and most of our children just disregard that. They don't care. It's a blue one, right? That's all they care about. But this face and this name is implanted into our life
as value.
This is just the government's reminder. We still don't like brown people.
You ain't shit.
We still don't like color people.
What do you replace it with? You want monuments? You want trees and mountains and?
Well, here's my thing. I think we need to if we're going to have people looking at our bills, we need to be teaching them about what our true culture is in our country, right? We need to have our identity on our money. And
ooh, that's going to get dark.
Right? Our identity is on our money, man. They put a black woman on the $10 bill.
Yeah, I saw that.
Right? And
tokenism,
right? And they did that for a couple of reasons. One, to appease people. That's the only reason why. But I think also they did it to test. Because I think that there is truly emotion in place to change culture in Canada.
I think the one interesting thing is that white Canadians, by the vast majority, not small group, by the vast majority, are trying to be more polite in their racism.
Yeah, right.
But
right.
It's kind of unavoidable.
They're trying to change it. And the reason why they're trying to change it is that people of color are growing in numbers at a phenomenal rate.
And in power.
And then they're climbing into power situations where it's inevitable. It's just like the old saying says, it's inevitable that something will happen if you continue to do it.
Absolutely.
If you just continue, like us doing podcasts, if we just continue to stay on point, by the way, On Point Podcast.
Always on point.
On Point Podcast on Sundays as well. Queasy, Elite.
Very good. Very good.
If you continue to stay on point, you're going to eventually get to wherever it is you're going, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? Honestly, buddy, the government knows it and the world knows it. They have to make a movement for some sort of resolution with racism, and it starts with our money. And more so in our money, it starts in like control of our money, you know? You got to take money out of, and I hate to say it like this, you got to take money out of the communities, impoverished communities, and you got to give people more control and take the money out of the drug dealers' hands.
Well, the way we have money now, it really has technically zero value.
Yeah, we need to not have money at all. People should be able to live and just live, right? Like, I know that's a utopian society that will never exist, but if you say to a guy that's stressed the fuck out about work and life, and you say, look, do you like it that you don't have to work and you'll be able to have more time, you know, doing important things in life? Your kid's not going to school, but because you're not working, your responsibility is to teach your kid about life and how to survive. He's really not going to need job skills, because if we're paying everybody socialism, I know we're saying that's kind of what it is, right? But I just feel like that's where we need to go, man.
I think you're expecting too much from the population.
I know.
I think
100 years.
We want to we talk about reimagining society and what we think would be the best, and that's the limiting part, right? Because we, as two individuals, have opinions on what we think is going to look good, but we have to reflect the ideals of what the majority of the population is, right?
Yeah.
And the majority of the population in North America are broke people.
Yeah.
Consumer debt
Huge.
is the highest it's ever been in North America for Americans and Canadians. The Canadians aren't exempt from this. We spend on nonsense. There's no residual income for most Canadians, and most people are $2,000 emergency away from being broke.
It's money's so stupid.
Yeah, so we've enabled a society that cripples people's growth, right? And the only way you could do that is to maintain a workforce. Always have a constant workforce coming in and having this kind of cycle of labor.
Yeah, but that's going to change when COVID's done. That's all over. Like, I personally think that we're lucky we're in COVID right now. COVID is the only thing saving us from doom. Doom is when they're going to tell us it's okay to walk around without a face mask. We're doomed, dude. This is nothing compared to what is coming. When you walk out the door and you're like, okay, I got to go get a job. Fuck, good luck.
Yeah, those don't exist anymore.
That's not happening. That mentality is gotta go.
Yeah.
You know, jobs aren't going to be around here anymore. You're going to have to be super qualified because there's going to be millions of people looking for jobs.
Yeah, you're going to serve an interest for sure. Yeah, no, I think this COVID situation up until now has probably been the biggest wake-up call for how quickly the economy can just disappear.
Yeah.
But we weren't even supposed to be here. We were talking about the Queen.
Oh, yeah.
And the royal family.
Of course. And in true high phrase passion, we go off topic.
So what stood out to you when you watched this? Were you surprised by anything?
I really liked how Oprah asked the questions. I thought Oprah dug in and got in there. I liked her facial expressions and stuff. I mean, she was like, wait a minute. What'd you say? Like when he said about...
Suicide.
No, when she said, oh, the baby, they were worried about what color the baby skin was going to be. And she's like, wait a minute, back up. Like Oprah, boom, boom, boom. Like did a Mike Tyson 1, 2, 3. That was a good part. It got me going.
Yeah.
It didn't shock me because we've known this our entire adult life that we've been able to make an opinion. We know that the royal family is a bunch of racists. My thing is, who was it that said that comment about the baby skin?
She said it would be damaging to their reputation.
So when you say that, and then you hear later on how Harry is like, my brother's trapped in a thing, and he can't step away.
Yeah.
I know he probably wants to, but he can't. He's got to be there.
Obligated, yeah.
So does that mean his brother is just conforming to be a racist just because he has to be?
I think the appeal of that forever wealth is hard to pass up.
Yeah.
But I think if anyone said that, it would be Prince Charles.
He
seems
Prince
like
Charles,
a slimy kind of fuck that would be like, you got to watch out for that skin color of your baby. He seems like that kind of a schmuck.
Fuck, piece of garbage.
Yeah, like man, like I understand there's, we have this culture of hero worship. We worship fucking people all the time, and some for the good, some for the bad. But why do people want to worship people that they're never going to be, never going to be like, never associate with? The royal family would look at most people, average people, as fucking rodents. They would never ever even look your way.
Yeah.
Why would you want to hold someone like that in reverence?
Okay, can I tell you why?
Yeah, let's hear this.
Alexa, what year was Disney created?
I think you got to wake her up again.
Alexa, stop. No.
She's fucking crazy.
All right, so 97 years old. We're going back 1930.
Yeah.
Right?
Ish.
War time. Right? Who's running the earth in 1930?
Well, kind of the Allied powers were just starting to...
Well, who is still...
British Empire.
British Empire.
Yeah.
British Empire losing faith, losing, patriots, they're losing the war. And here is the queen. Not our queen now. It was a king at that time, right? And they came up with a plan on how to create love and passion behind the king and queen and bring back that royal love for them, because that was all gone in the 30s, in the 20s. The king was not loved. Churchill, I think, was probably at that point, right? Was it Churchill?
The Prime Minister?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prime Minister. So they needed something to happen. They saw this Walt Disney. They met with Walt Disney, who was not a staunch Nazi supporter, but I'm pretty sure he had some sympathizer, right? But Walt came up with the idea of princesses and princes. And the point of it is to get these cartoons out to children, to get them familiar and to get them wanting to be princes and princesses. And when you see it, these first fairy tales, where do all these fairy tales come from? They come from British. They're all British lore, all these fairy tales. And Walt Disney turned them into movies and into little cartoons, right? And they worked together to get people to love it, because they knew that the new medium coming was radio, was television. They knew all this, dude. It was all, oh shit, the hood's up. Damn. But I really believe that. And if you look throughout the years, we've been pushing fucking princesses and kings and queens down kids' throats for generations and generations and generations, dude. It doesn't stop. There's new ones all the time. And that love for those Disney cartoons transfers into love for the king and queen, because the king and queen of England, the queen of England and her puppet fuckboy, Prince Philip, or whatever the fuck his name is, King Philip, dude, they're raking in billions and billions of dollars. You right?
Does he not look like he's dead? Is he not the most corpse-looking person you've ever seen in your life?
I don't get it.
I don't know how he's breathing. Like, he literally looks like walking life support.
Right.
Yeah, to me, I see it, every image of them, and I hold a lot of disdain for everything that they stand for. Yeah. All they've done is subjugate people throughout the world. 1,200 years, this version of this royal family, this bloodline of theirs, that they've been subjugating. Their entire wealth is stolen. Man, it frustrates me to death, man. I had this conversation with my kids about, this royal family, and essentially since time has begun, we've kind of had this reverence for royalty. From feudal times, there were serfs and there were, peasants and kings, and they all worship royalty, man.
Yeah, they do.
And there's this kind of weird fear mechanism built into us to kind of hold some special place for these cocksuckers.
Dude, you can't even call the queen. She had to curtsy. She's like, well, it's my grandmother. Do I have to? And they're like, you always do, in public or behind the scenes.
What does that mean to you? Why is that important? Why is it like a form of submission? Like, I'm the shit?
Well, it's as important as not having black blood in your family line. Like, we fucked our cousins for hundreds of years to try to not get black people in our...
You can see the inbreeding. These are some ugly motherfuckers, man.
Ugly.
You line them all up, that's a really ugly driver.
And Harry kind of... it got enough of Diana in him. He's like, he didn't conform the same way, right? He
looks nothing like any of them.
No.
Yeah, no. And I think he got the best parts of who his mom was.
It's crazy.
Princess Di was amazing, man.
Yeah.
She was a new kind of revolutionary, a revolutionary that was still glamorous, that still was in fashion magazines. Yeah, she was a model doing all that.
Because she was around during Mother Teresa days too.
She was but Mother Teresa was dark.
Yeah, Mother Teresa was out there fucking.
No, there's some darkness behind
breastfeeding children all over.
There's a lot of darkness behind Mother Teresa. We hold her in a high esteem, but man, you dig deep, I don't think you'll be happy.
No, hell no. Go and Google Mother Teresa's dude, the demons, buddy.
It's bad. But Princess Di was she was a saint, man.
Yeah.
You see her go to refugee camps and obviously we don't know who she is as a person, but from what we have seen through what's available, she seems like an incredible human.
Yeah. But she, that's really sad. And Harry even said it in the interview. I see things coming. Like he was like,
that was crazy.
Remember? He's like, we had to call it before because I saw things happening. Right. And you know what's even trippier that they said, and I never thought about this until they said in the interview, the firm.
Weird, right?
Eh? Or what did she call it? Not the firm.
Well, it's a corporation.
The institution or something.
Yeah.
And that means there's handlers. Of course there is, right? Of course there's fucking
the Queen
handlers.
Making decisions?
Queen's not making decisions. Prince Charles isn't making decisions. No, these people are just puppets.
He's a clown.
They're props.
Charles is a clown. Yeah.
And it's funny because Queen dies, it goes to Charles. Charles dies, it goes to William. William dies, it goes to the ogre kid. Right? The ogre kid of his son.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And if he dies, that son dies, then it goes to Harry.
But Harry is out of the family, though.
No, but he's still in line, though. He's still in line.
Weird.
He doesn't lose that.
So weird.
He can come back anytime, and he even said that. I can come back anytime. It's like,
get out of jail free card.
Yeah, right? And then if Harry dies, then it goes to the half black kid. Or whatever, quarter black kid. Oh, and then it gets hot, right? Because then the British will have their own Obama. They'll have their own Obama situation.
Yeah, they're not fucking with that.
They're gonna get it.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be a long way away. That kid's gonna be dead by then. Something's gonna happen.
And do you know that they travel all on different planes when they travel? So when they go to an event in some country or whatever, they each take different planes because they can't afford the plane to go down and they lose the entire line of people.
Wow.
So if a plane goes down, you lose one.
How dare you? Honestly,
not crazy. Yeah, that's what they do.
What a belligerent abuse of resources.
Yeah. This is the royal family.
That's their whole existence.
And they make billions.
Taxpayers.
Dude, I remember when they came to Victoria, the Queen and somebody, and I don't know, I didn't show up, but I fucking want to go. Right? And they came to Victoria and people lined up the streets. It was like Louis Farrakhan leading 1 million fucking brothers down the streets.
Horrible.
This was like all white people. It was just like, Jared the subway guy up there leading these motherfuckers down the street. Right?
That's horrible, man.
And then the Queen and I saw it on the news and everyone's just dying, like freaking out, fainting and shit. And I'm like, wow. And they're just this, yes, brainwashing everyone just with a wave and with a smile. Like, it's fucking sickening. Whack. It's really whack, man. I don't like cults. I don't like summer camp and shit. I don't like any of that stuff, right? Because it's a cult. You know what I mean? The culty shit. I don't like MLMs anymore, right?
MLMs?
Oh, like the multi-level marketing.
Okay.
No, I'm not into it.
But what interesting thing you did mention is you are into the Chinese zodiac? Is that what it is? Man.
Yeah, the only one.
So, okay.
The only one.
Let's cross off some things. Astrology, no?
You mean like the stars?
Yeah.
No, I don't really look up.
Okay.
I don't look up very much.
Numerology?
Like numbers?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a lotto. I don't play lotto or anything like that. I don't really.
But Chinese zodiac.
Chinese zodiac's huge.
Okay. You need to explain to me why it matters.
Oh, man. All right, listen. There's just something about the Chinese and the way that they approach life.
Okay.
That it just seems so precise, right? I've noticed this. And even true Chinese people will tell you why China is better is because we do things faster. We do things more efficient. All right.
You can do that when you subjugate billions of people.
Yes.
But continue.
But I'm just telling you their philosophy. It's American too. Oh, their philosophy is no better than anybody's, right? Canada either. We're oppressors. Just sweep it under the rug. That's Canada. Just sweep it under the rug.
And smile.
Yeah, just sweep it under the rug. It's okay.
That's pretty
Let's
good.
go down to the Walmart. Fuck. Right, but the Chinese, man. Do you know that in China they have, the train, the big fast train that they have, right?
Yeah. It's scary as fuck.
It's scary as fuck. It can go through like all of China from south to north China in like 24 hours.
Jeez.
Right? So it can go thousands of miles in 24 hours.
Thousands of people on it.
With thousands of people on it. And do you know that they have stations along the way? So there's certain parts where the train, obviously, when it's going a distance, it'll stop at a station and pick up people, right? Go on a station and pick up people, whatever. Right. And so they have stations, but check this out. The stations are moving stations. So what happens is the train, boom, is speeding along the track. And these other motherfuckers are in a train on this side and a train on this side. And when the train passes them, these trains speed out and they go at the same speed and then they connect. And these people get on off and on and off. Yeah, it's about 15-minute, 10-minute process. People on and off, shuffle off. As soon as everyone's done, the bell, ding, ding, ding. Those stuff.
My God.
And these ones slow down, go back, or they go to the next station, or they go back to.
So they're on some Transformer stuff already.
Yeah, because they believe in efficiency.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They knew that when you stopped at another stop, that's another 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. And they're taking hours to get to the thing. Mm-hmm. And they're like, why should we ever stop?
And there's so many people, man.
Yeah.
You got to move people. I guess it's an efficient way to move a lot of people.
It makes sense. And that's why when I think of what they do and the civilization, like, of course they're this way. They're one of the oldest civilizations besides our indigenous people, right? Yeah. So of course they're making train stops that don't stop. They're way ahead of us in that form, right? And that's why I really believe in their zodiac, because they believe in it so much that every person gears their life in the path of their sign and of their animal and what is said for them to do. And the ones that do that are highly successful, like hugely successful. They all know that they're sheep or they're goats or they're rats or they're dragons.
Do you believe in the idea of like the initial migration coming out of Africa of human beings?
Yes.
Okay. Have you read ¡Sapiens?
No.
Okay. So the idea is the initial migration out of Africa went into Asia first, and that was like where the first people settled. So technically, yeah, they would have had the oldest civilization. But for me now, after all these years on this planet, anything that's religious, superstitious, any of these kind of things, man, I just can't.
Yeah, that's good.
Can't. Frustrates the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
Because
it does a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, it's so weird because I love all that supernatural stuff, and I think that all that, that part of the world exists. But all this other stuff, man, just fucking.
It is noise that you don't need to listen to.
Stuff,
right?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the same to me as like my girl will watch these stupid reality shows about girls walking around in their pajamas in fucking mansions and yelling at their fucking boyfriends and yelling at each other and getting drunk and smashing shit.
Eats that shit up.
I just want to see what they're wearing. Right? Just want to see what they're wearing.
Yeah, Rosie loves that shit too.
Right? And so I'm like, well, you can see what they're wearing with the volume off.
Nope.
No. Right? It's just one of those things. People are just into it, right?
Yeah.
And, I don't walk around every day going, oh my God.
What does my
Wait a minute. You're a fucking golden rabbit? Shut the fuck up. Like, I'm not like that. My friend who I love dearly, he is, I have a few friends that are that way, right?
So do you think it's a religious thing? Is this like a religious feeling?
Is it a religious feeling?
Because you know what religion is.
Yeah, I don't believe it's a religion thing. I think it's more of a, I would compare it more to going to the club, right? So, once in a while you're like, I didn't go to the club, right? You're going to go down to the club. Like, this is after you got out of going to the club, let's say. And you're like, I'm going to go down to the club with my friends or whatever, right? And you haven't done that in a couple of years. And you go back there and you're just like, yeah, it's cool for like a minute. But then you're like,
so dumb.
It's fucking, it's still a club, right? That's how I kind of feel about that and about almost everything. I don't know if that makes sense.
You get bored quick.
not that I get bored quick, is that I don't make it part of my life. I'm just like, nah, let me see it once in a while. Like I looked and found that you were a goat. I haven't looked up anybody in maybe months, right? Hi, my name is Mike. I'm
Jehovah's Witness.
I'm a zodiacaholic. I haven't looked up anybody in 2 months, and I relapsed today. I looked up Alite's thing, and I found he was an Earth goat. And motherfucker's an Earth goat.
An Earth goat.
And the thing is, it's funny because you are the characteristics of an Earth goat.
Just so you guys know, no one's ever said that to me in my entire life.
And this is the High Phrase Podcast right here, live on Spotify.
Wait, okay, because the weird thing is, in the regular traditional zodiac, I'm a Scorpio.
Yeah.
And I read the Scorpio, there's descriptions of a Scorpio, and I feel like, yeah, it kind of relates. There's some things that relate to me. But I think the way these things are written is so that they relate to everybody in ways that make that person feel a little bit special about who they are.
Yeah.
Like some of the Scorpio characteristics are like thoughtful, intelligent, and then they'll say something like jealous.
Yeah, right.
And then
a little bit of everything. You're like, I think I was that way.
I'm kind of like that. Yeah, and you kind of you almost want to associate.
That's why I don't like the North American one.
Yeah,
it's too. Dude, they sell it to you. You're Cancer. Oh, what sign are you? Like back in the day, that mattered. Like we of course have created our own North American version of the Chinese zodiac. Yeah. Right. Or about the indigenous one. Right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Every culture has one.
Every culture has one. Right. The Mayans, they had one. They predicted, oh, you motherfuckers are dead in 12.
We know some relatives, Fraz included. We know some relatives that live by the horoscope. Like the daily newspaper. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, that did happen. Yeah, that, like, to a T, man. Yeah. But then they're also suggestible to, like, Ouija boards and stuff like that, too.
Yeah, and, I think
there's a whole other conversation.
I think there's a limit to everything, and especially when it comes to, like, the zodiac shit and whatever, superstitious, super interfaith stuff, right? Yeah. Even religion, man. Like, you can't take it to extremes. The only reason that things go wrong is when people go extreme. That's it. It's like the fucking royals.
With anything in life.
These people are having their little fucking tiny hearts broken because of the royal shit that's happening. They think the queen's evil. He said nothing about the queen. Everyone's like, oh, the royal family's racist. It's like, no, motherfucker. The company that runs them is racist.
Oh, I'm sure the queen's racist too.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think there's any reason for her not to be.
Markle said, though, that she was nice to her.
I think racists can be nice.
Do you think Markle was lying?
I think, Matt, shout out to Meghan Markle, first of all, for being fearless. Yeah. I love what she did. I think she's always been outspoken. She's always been a pretty strong, feminist personality, even when she was an actress. So this is not, I don't think this is new for people to see this side of her. Yeah. But to come out against the royal family and say, hey, dude, man, people used to be scared for their lives coming out against the royal family. Do you believe it, though? Yeah, I do. See, the thing is, like, I think personally, for someone like the Queen, who's basically existence has been enabled because of white supremacy. Yeah. That's the only reason she exists is because of white supremacy, right? That's their domination of other cultures and continents. Yeah. So I think because it's enabled her existence and her ability to live opulent life forever, I think a part of her is going to cherish that. I mean, why wouldn't you? Yeah. Can you imagine the life she lives? Can you imagine if she's ever had to struggle ever?
The Queen?
The Queen?
Yeah. No.
Ever had to struggle in her entire life for anything ever in her existence? Can wear a different outfit every single day and not even think about it. It's not even a luxury to her. It's just automatic.
Anything and people just bow.
It's just automatic, right? So when you're enabled by that kind of distasteful conquering of the planet, I think you're gonna have a little bit of racism in you.
Yeah, maybe, right?
Dude, racists can be nice, man. I've met nice racists.
Well, I think this is just this generation is going to eliminate everything, dude. Once you eliminate and you take down the royals, it's going to break everything. It's going to break everything.
Did you see Piers Morgan's bitch ass?
I did. I watched that this morning.
Walk off set.
Yeah, with his big bitch. He's got this gaggle thing under his. That's one of my things in life is to never get that. It is. I'm like, okay, dude. Whatever, Ange. I'm like, if you ever see that, you fucking tell me. I gotta work that shit off.
You can't work that out.
Can't grow a beard. Guys grow beards. Okay, I'm just gonna fucking cover that shit up. No, you gotta take care of that shit.
That's just a weird thing for men that happens to some men, right? I mean, this doesn't really happen to brown men because our skin stays tight.
You know what? You start socking away a little bit of money, go in there and get a little nip and tuck that shit away.
It's kind of what has to happen.
Lower facelift.
Yeah, but he's such a bitch, man.
I hate him.
I can't stand. I never liked him. Period. To begin with.
That other British guy.
But the fact that he was soured because he said Meghan Markle ghosted him, like, what does she owe him?
Yeah, I don't know.
You ain't shit, man.
I don't understand ghosting him. What
gets
does that
all
mean?
mad. Like they had a dinner and I guess they had a good time. Oh, Piers Morgan thought they were better friends than they really were, I guess.
Wow.
And he got all pissy and walked off set like,
he's entitled.
Bitch, please.
He's an entitled guy.
But it's gonna be nice to see his career disappear. I mean, no one needs to really see that guy.
I don't know. Will it though? Like, I think they just stay famous.
I think he'll get fired, and he'll probably start a podcast and talk to his people that agree with him because there's a lot of racists.
He's kind of like the British Donald Trump, right?
Yeah, without the billions.
Without the billions. But Donald doesn't have the billions either.
True.
Right.
Yeah. But no, man, he's got to go.
So just to clarify where we are and when we are, today we're talking on March 9th. Do you know what the significance of March 9th is?
Yes.
We're just stamping this podcast on March 9th.
Big
2021.
Big one.
It's been 24 years.
Wow.
That's one generation of people. 24 years. 25 years is one generation of people.
Unreal. It does not feel like that.
Fuck. It makes you feel really old, when you think about living a generation.
You know what's weird, man? Okay, obviously I'm getting older, but I'm not feeling that yet.
No, you're not feeling the old, but you're starting to
I'm not feeling that thinking yet.
Yeah.
Only time I've kind of sort of thought that was my kids were like the late 1900s. It's like, what? You say the late 1900s?
Yeah.
But they're right.
Yeah,
it was the late 1900s.
Yeah, I've heard that.
It just sounds like an antique era, you know?
It's like we're going to creep up to the people who were alive that saw Elvis, right? Like we're going to creep up to being that one day of dead celebrities, right? Because if you're still alive right now and you saw Elvis, you're damn near 70, 80 years old.
Yeah, he went young.
Right?
He went young.
So you're like 80 years old. Fucking I salute you. You know, if you're listening to our podcasts, fuck. Thanks.
But you know why this day is more stamped? Like for me, when Pac passed, I'm such a huge fan of Pac. I'll never forget the day.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the day he was shot. I'll never forget the day he
June
passed.
something.
No, September.
Yeah.
September 6th, he got shot. 13th, he died. It's just because I'm a big Pac fan. Okay. But with Biggie, because
you're a hater.
Remember Cannabis?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
The rapper. He had a line where it said the greatest rapper of all time died on March 9th.
Yeah.
And the bars that he spat before were amazing. So he stamped it. It. The day Biggie died, man.
Yeah. So there's some other shit happened today. I can't remember.
Do you remember? Were you a Biggie fan?
I was a Biggie fan. I remember the whole thing. I think my first exposure to him was Source Magazine, first cover he was on, Source Mag.
Pretty unique looking person.
Yeah, kind of let me like, whoa.
Yeah,
let's start listening to him.
You know what the really fucked up thing is? I know a lot of people that are West Coast fans are gonna agree with me here. In Vancouver, pretty much the whole city is West Coast, and if you're brown skinned person, you're Pac lover. It's just automatic. So the room I was sitting in at the time, 4 other people with me, all hip hop heads, but obviously West Coast fans. We find out Biggie gets shot, and 3 of the people in the room cheered.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow.
They were like happy it happened. Like, yeah,
wow, crazy.
Big.
Well, that was East versus West.
It was like revenge for Pac kind of thing, right?
Sad.
Up. It was dark.
Those were dark days, man.
Yeah.
And rap was real then. Like that was the end of real rap, I should say. Like those days, the Biggie Tupac thing, after that, everything stopped being gangster. Right? Suge was really the only one left.
Like real gangster.
Yeah, it stopped.
Not this poser shit that we see.
No, there were some that came out, but it wasn't real. No,
right?
Like
a lot of posers.
Yeah, man. And you know what really started happening? And people don't know this about music. Sometimes people just watch the machine, but they don't really investigate it.
Yeah.
In the 90s, there actually came a point where they knew that rap and hip hop was going to be huge. And remember how they were like, we're teaching Tupac in Harvard. We're doing Tupac courses. And right. And they were huge, man. Enrollment for
Ninth Wonder teaches a class too.
Yeah. Right. And like enrollment for black students in Harvard went through the roof. Because of Pac, man. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Right. They saw this and they were like, man, we can get black kids taking out grants and coming to our school that we've never had that market before. And so they opened up university courses on how to become entertainers and how to become rap stars and how to become performers, right? And you could go there and you pay your tuition. You can come in, you can learn how to be a rock star and rap star. And that's when it all started, man, in about the late 90s. And you start seeing guys like, I don't know, maybe Kanye West.
Cookie cutters.
Yeah. Like Kanye, I think, is one. I don't really know. I haven't really investigated. But, you know, they started teaching you like how to be your performer. Look at Drake. Drake's not a real rapper.
Drake's seasoned celebrity.
Drake is a trained actor.
Yeah.
He is an actor impersonating a rapper.
Yeah.
He's a great performer.
So. I think so.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a Drake fan, but first couple of albums, I thought he was dope. And then, yeah, he just became a hit-making machine.
Yeah.
But there's something to be said for that. That's a big part of music. I mean, he's breaking every record you can possibly imagine.
Yeah.
But
it's because of his performance.
Yeah.
He's like an Oscar winner in his category. You know, he's like a Daniel Day-Lewis.
He made himself hella believable, that's for sure. Yeah.
Buddy, look at Lil Wayne. Okay, let's just look at Lil Wayne for one.
UFO.
Lil Wayne does not even have to fucking write any music. He's like, hey, that's my beat. All right. I pick that lighter up. I light that bitch up. I take that shit down. I drink the Fanta now, right? And he just freestyles and is like, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Write it, put it in. That's it.
Yeah, he freestyles everything, supposedly.
Because all he needs is his character, Lil Wayne, hey, Weezy, to come out here.
F, baby.
Right? That's it. He can do that. He can run that shtick for years.
Okay, let's go to the non-shtick. Back to Big. What's your favorite Big track?
That's so tough.
There's a lot of great ones.
So many big tracks.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I don't know, man. You know what? I like the hits. Obviously, you know, as a DJ.
One More Chance, Big Papa.
Love all the hits.
They call me Big Papa.
Yeah. I really like the one where he duetted with R. Kelly.
Fuck.
Remember that track?
R. Kelly, man.
I know. Reminiscing, you know, when it starts switching, you know, hitting them bitches. Oh, fuck. He was so good. He was so good. I don't know, man. That's a really tough one. You know, I was a Biggie fan. I was a Tupac fan. I was kind of like all rap fan. But I probably have to say his best song for song wise was Juicy. All right. So his best song wise was Juicy. Great song. I just think that it became a legendary song because of the pace of it, because it really exposed his laid back kind of way that he could flow and just Cadillac spit his lines out. Right. That
Opening bars are some of the most monumental.
Yeah.
Because of the way, like, he's almost like, it sounds like a plea, right? You could feel there's some pain in that. It was all a dream. Like, he really came in. And his voice got the big baritone. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And Puffy's a genius, man.
Yeah.
As much as I can't stand him for a lot of the shit that he does, when it comes to creating artists, he's a fucking genius, man. The things that he did for Jodeci, for Missy, for Biggie, for, you know, 112, four guys that can't sing worth shit, made them stars. Total couldn't sing, made them stars. The Locks,
amazing.
He's just brilliant.
See, he learned the same shit. He was a student too, because he learned about the remixing.
Yeah, I think he went to a HBCU. I think he went to Howard or something.
And he learned the psychology of music.
Yeah.
It was about what are people singing and what are people humming on a day-to-day basis. Here are the top 10 songs that people sing in this category.
Yeah, he's one of those. He's
right?
A student of the game.
So if you could get songs into, like, he fucking invented remixing, basically.
Oh yeah, he did. King of remixes.
Right?
King of remixes and insane ad libs nonstop.
Unbelievable.
Make you dance.
Yeah.
Make you dance. Can't stop, won't stop. Nonstop ad libs.
10 Crack Commandments.
Oh, great.
Man, great song. Like, creative.
Yeah.
That showed the true creativity.
Yeah, he created narratives. He created complete stories with his music. Honestly, for me though, man, one of his greatest works is the Who Shot Ya?
That's what I was going to say.
Obsolete hot to creep the Brooklyn streets. Oof.
Yeah.
Hard as fuck, man.
You just felt it.
And he says, it's on. Fuck all the bickering beef. I can feel sweat trickling down your cheek. Your heartbeat sound like Sasquatch feet? Man.
He sat there and wrote that.
Unreal, man.
He sat there and wrote
phenomenal
that.
rapper.
And that's the other thing. Like, these guys wrote their own raps.
Oh, fuck.
Like, they wrote it.
Yeah.
They sat up for nights and drinking and smoking and writing and, like, you know. And the funny thing was, most of these guys wrote them years before they rapped them to us.
Yeah.
So they were ahead of their time.
Yeah.
And they just said, okay, what time I'm in? I'm in 95 now. I got to change it up a little bit. But I wrote this shit back in high school.
100%.
That's how genius.
But you know what I've read a lot? Heavy D was a part of a lot of those sessions.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Heavy D was a part of a lot of those sessions and was a part of a lot of creating a lot of the hooks and creating a lot of the cadences.
Oh, wow.
So, because I mean, when you think of Heavy D's music, pre-big, he was the overweight lover.
Yeah.
Right?
He had some fat beats.
But that was his shtick. He was the big guy that girls loved.
Yeah.
And what was big?
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
fat girl guys love, yeah.
That was his whole thing, right?
Yeah.
So Heavy D played a big part.
Condom filler.
Yeah, yeah. Black and ugly as ever. However, I say coochie down to the socks, right? It's easy for it. Heavy D was a big part of that. So.
It's what's great about Biggie is that when you listen to him, it brings you back to that time, right? Because of the things he says, they were so monumental in overall speech of the time. Like people copied things that he said, and so they became slogans and mottos for that time. So when you listen to that music, it's very nostalgic.
And he's one of the greatest first line rappers. Like almost every track, that opening line that he spits, it just right away just got you.
Yeah.
So simple. To all the ladies in the place with style and grace. Like there's so many songs. First line, just like, oh yeah, that's it.
The opener.
But can I tell you something fucked up? I did not listen to Biggie when Pac was alive. I refused to.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
I didn't at all. I purposefully made myself not a fan because of Pac. Wow. And not just Big. I didn't listen to Jay-Z. I didn't listen to Mobb Deep.
Oh Jesus.
I even kind of sort of didn't listen to Nas, but Nas was just too overwhelmingly great.
So East Coast.
Dude, Pac just fucking shut all the East Coast down,
You're
man.
death row for life.
Pac for life.
Yeah.
I didn't like Shug. He was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever Pac said went, man. Wow. Yeah, he was that
Best
guy.
thing that ever happened to Pac was he met Dre. Best thing that ever happened.
But you know what the fucked up thing is? We say that. How many songs do you think they made together?
Well, they just made the album, didn't they?
No. They made one song together.
I thought they made the album.
No.
The
Dre's
Death Row
name
album.
is on it. Dre's name is on All Eyes on Me.
Yeah.
But the only song Dre made for Pac was California Love.
Really?
That's it. That's the only track they did together.
I didn't know that.
The rest of the album was done by Daz.
Really?
Yeah,
eh?
Daz made all the beats. Daz was making all the beats for Dog Pound and Snoop albums. And then when Pac got out of jail, he walks in the studio, Daz is playing all these beats. Pac's like, yeah, I'll take that, I'll take that, I'll take that, I'll take that.
Wow.
And Pac was the number one.
Fuck, underrated Daz, eh?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dude, Daz is so underrated.
Yeah.
But he won that big-ass lawsuit from Death Row and never has to work again.
How much did he get in that?
$100 million.
Did he really?
$100 million.
Was he broke or what was the situation?
No, Daz was fine, but he bankrupted Death Row.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Oh, yeah. Fuck, he deserved every penny, man. He created their whole sound.
Wow.
Super underrated. That whole era of music, when Dre left, there was still tons of Death Row music put out. It was all Daz.
Wow. It's
all Daz, man. Yeah.
It's so cool, man. We lived through that because those days will never happen for these generations of people, right?
I can't think of one legacy record label right now outside of TDE and Dreamville, really the two powerhouses. Everybody else has an imprint. Everybody else says they have a record label. They have an imprint. They have artists and stuff.
Yeah.
But like a real machine is TDE and Dreamville right now.
Crazy. So nobody.
Different era.
It's so, and the gangsters now are just not the same. They're not as scary. It's because you can see them coming from a mile away.
You know, you could fuck them up.
Hey, like back in our day, it was hoodie, right? It's like you got your gat, you got your hoodie, maybe hat. You're creeping. It was all about creeping on the low, right? Now it's like Rari,
gun in the
air with your Rari with all the chains. Right? The gangsters now are like, big sunglasses. Can't even see in the dark in sunglasses. I'm going to creep up on you. 90s guy creeps up on you.
No reality checks.
It's weird,
no reality checks.
It's weird how they portray gangsters in rap over the years. We've seen it from the beginning, dude. It started off with the message. Yeah. Don't put, who is the message?
Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5.
Right? Remember the video standing on the corner with their tight ass purple jeans, right?
And the cowboy boots and the leather jackets.
don't push me.
Unzipped, chest hair popping out. Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Right, that was the badass in those days, the street thugs. The
Well,
hustlers.
I think that was stage presence, right?
Yeah.
They wanted to look fly. They wanted to look dope. And the whole gangster thing, man, like, if you're a gangster and that's you, fuck, do you, man. The story is so authentic. And there are some in the industry that have made a career off it. 50 Cent was a gangster, Big, The Game, Jay-Z.
Yeah.
You can hear it in their stories. They're authentic. There's actual, like, there's something to them. But all these other guys creating these, fascinating tales of lore that don't exist, man. It's one thing to be a storyteller. If you're telling the story, like Nas is a storyteller, right? Yeah. Epic storyteller. Telling all these tales about gangsters and drug dealers, but he's not the one in them, right? He's not the one in the stories. He's painting this picture for you. He's telling you these stories, but he's not in the story.
That's cool.
But with these new age rappers that are telling these stories, they're the center of the story.
Yeah.
I'm moving keys. I'm, sending millions of dollars. Get the fuck out of here.
And
really?
and not in complete sentences.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
This is what you're doing?
That's what they say they're doing. They have all this time to fucking move bricks and be a rap star. Like, I'm not feeling it.
No one's feeling it.
It's hard for me, man. It's hard because this is one of the reasons why I stopped listening to music.
Yeah.
Because, it wasn't because it wasn't any good music, but it was kind of like, it almost made you feel like your music was irrelevant. Like our music of our time.
Yeah,
they make you feel like that. Like even as a DJ when they're like, play some old school. And I'm like, dude.
It's like a token.
Yeah, it's just like, what's it going to be soon? It's going to be golden old school? Play some golden old school because the 2000s is old school. So we need golden old school.
2000s is old school.
And there's no...
Fuck.
Yeah, man. Have you seen what Tag Team did with their song? There It Is? Yeah.
No, I didn't see.
So they were able to change it, and they did it with, I think, a dip or something, like a dip or a chip or something.
Oh, shit.
And it's Scoop. There it is.
No.
Yeah, and they were on TV. They sold that for millions.
Oh, man.
I saw them in an interview.
Well, that's cool. Hey, man, make your money. Because the hip hop audience is not kind to older rappers.
No, it isn't.
So
they were shocked. They were like, "Oh my god, this is the best thing ever happened to us," kind of thing, right? Like the song was huge once, and now it's huge again because of that thing.
I mean, you sell your rights to something, you make big bank.
Yeah,
that's a song you're gonna use forever.
Yeah,
but
what's one song now that you think in rap that has the ability to last forever, like to be a classic?
Like new songs?
Yeah, like something that maybe it's popular or some song that you think could last forever.
I think J. Cole's got a few of them. I think, that's crazy. I think for me, I think Kendrick has songs like DNA that are like massive.
Maybe Kendrick, huh?
Poetic Justice, I think, is one of those songs that he has. And the Trick Don't Kill My Vibe. He's got some of those songs that are going to go down forever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
And I said trick because I don't like saying bitch.
It's okay. I didn't catch it.
But Cole has like No Role Models. It's a massive song. I think will be around forever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
But I mean, you haven't heard any of these songs.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Fuck
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't listen to them. Like, fuck it.
No new hip hop, Mike.
Listen, this is why I'm getting out of DJing. I'm going to train other DJs.
Pimp DJs.
To be, yeah, I'm going to train them to become professional douchebags. Because listening to music, I don't have it. There's
no love for you.
I listen to music when I'm like doing something, but I don't want to have to listen to music. And so it's taken the love of listening to music because you have to listen to music all the time. I got to listen to music, new shit all the time.
Dude,
right?
I am in love with music.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many brilliant artists right now.
You want to become a DJ?
No. Because then I might hate music.
That's what happens.
I don't want to do that.
And I'm telling you, I know there's some DJs out there that are like, oh no, man, I fucking love music. And I'm like, it's because you have no job or other life. That's why.
Yeah. I think if I ever stop getting goosebump moments, then that might happen. But I still get those goosebump moments, man. Yeah. There's still singers that
I still go, Alexa, play me Jodeci, best of Jodeci.
Let's see what song comes up for us for Jodeci.
I want to freak you.
Is it?
I want to freak you.
Geez, yeah. That's a pretty damn good song.
I want to freak you.
Good choice, Alexa. Are they going to be able to hear this in the video?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Then
I want a Fanta.
So it's going to get removed probably because YouTube's copyright.
I want a Fanta. They're not this deep. YouTube's like, nah, these motherfuckers aren't doing anything. Alana, stop. Alexa, stop.
Alana.
I just called her Alana. Fuck you. Fuck you, buddy.
But
sorry, Alexa. Sorry.
But for people that really want to dive deep into this conversation of hip hop, because it's a big part of what I am and what my life represents, you got to check out the On Point podcast.
Yes, please.
It's me and then the dope MC named Queasy. And we have been in the Vancouver hip hop community for about 20 years. This goes back to Hip Hop Connection, the clothing store that used to be in the mall. It was a kiosk before. We turned it into a store. And we go back. We have real roots in the city when it comes to hip hop.
You guys are good together.
So yeah, so make sure you listen to that podcast for some real hip hop content. We're gonna go hard on people.
And you know what? I don't know if you need to go hard as much as you need to be honest about and inspire. And also, fuck man, you've been in the game. How long you been in the rap game?
Since I was 18.
Right. So what? Like
23 years.
Fuck, it's a long time, man.
Don't do Queasy.
How about Queasy?
Same.
Right?
No, he's got a couple years on me. I think he started when he was 16.
So, you have the right to bring forth topics and bring forth comments and shit that, you think that will help people.
And dude, we love it. We love the culture.
Yeah.
We're part of hip hop culture. We love the culture. We love all the elements of hip hop. This is not just about a rapper thing, graffiti, breakdance, DJing, even the unofficial elements like beatboxing, these are things that matter to us when it comes to hip hop, right?
Yeah.
It's not all just about spitting bars and being hard. There's actual culture involved.
Oh, you know what I thought? As your producer, I just thought of a great segment we can do.
Nice.
I'm going to put out an ad on Craigslist and on Facebook, and I'm going to give somebody a chance to come and spit bars live on Zoom during the On Point, and you guys will critique them.
Oh shit, they may not like that.
Hey, that's a good one, Fart? Yeah.
But remember, we're battle MCs, so you may not like what we say.
But that's okay. We're gonna give you the chance. We're gonna find out who you are. You're in Vancouver.
That'd be fun,
right? You guys can do a little like Canadian Idol.
Yeah,
Canadian Rap Idol.
How about we leave the Canadian out?
Okay. Rap Idol.
I'm not big on nationalism. Sorry.
Right. So let's go Rap Idol.
Yeah.
On point. Rap Idol. I don't know. We'll figure something out.
We'll get something going.
We'll go to.
That's a good idea, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and then we'll just get them tune in on the on Sunday.
And it's interesting because this has kind of been a PSA for our other podcast as well, the 90s Ride, because we went back and talked about some 90s stuff. Another podcast you should tune into. It's me and Mike, and we talk about everything 90s.
We have a lot of free time, apparently.
Everything 90s. Well, you know what it is? We use our time efficiently.
We do.
Because I got a 9 to 5 and a wife and kids and a house.
You do pretty good.
And music.
Yeah.
And we do this.
It's kids. This is what you do when you hit 40,
Time
kids.
is there, y'all. Time is there. You got to use it wisely.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, subscribe, like, comment, ALITE. Everywhere you look, you could Google it, see what I do for music and see what I do in my life.
Yes.
And that's ACDJ.
The illest.
Mike Olton. Oulton. It's weird saying your full name.
I don't really say my name very often.
Just ACDJ.
No, I just say, Mike. I don't usually say my last name. Sometimes it's hard to come out of my mouth, even though I've been saying it for 45. Blah, blah.
It belongs to you.
It's like I'm lying. I swear people look at me like you're lying. Are you sure that's your name, last name? I was like, yeah, man. That's fuck. I don't like saying it.
But one thing that's really easy to say is High Phrase Podcast.
Yeah, baby.
Say it out loud. High Phrase Podcast. Tune in, y'all. Peace.
Good night.